Hello everyone and welcome back to the Blossom Review. Today we'll be talking about an absolute marvel of a book. This one! Ta-da! This is Dallergut Dream Department Store by Mi E Lee in the British edition, or you can say Lee Mi, I guess, and translated by Sandy Jasum Lee. Let me tell you a quick story before I start. When I went to the bookshop to buy this book for my mother, I immediately saw this book from the door because, come on, look at this cover, very, very colorful. So I walked straight to it, grabbed a copy, went to the till, and then the girl at the till just looks at me and says, "Have you read this book yet?" And I was like, no, not yet actually. And she just smiles at me and says, "You know, this is the sort of book that makes you forget that reality exists." And she was so excited and she was talking about this book with such love. And it made me so happy to see, first Korean literature being talked about like this. After reading the book, I couldn't agree more, and I completely understand that feeling of excitement and love that she showed me when she talked about the book, because this book is a little present to humankind. This is healing fiction at its very best, and I'm here to tell you why, if you haven't read this book yet, why you should run right now to the nearest bookshop and grab a copy. So, let's start with a little bit of the story of this book. As you can see, I think from the book cover, you can see that this is a very fantastical, magical universe in the best way possible. The book is actually narrated by an omniscient narrator, so a third-person narrator, but it's focused mainly on Penny. Penny is a young, curious girl who is looking for a job. And her dream is to get a job at the Dallergut Dream Department Store. And she managed to get a job. And this is her everyday life as she works at the shop. Something that I haven't told you is that this shop doesn't exist in reality. It exists in this sort of parallel universe within our collective subconscious. So it's like this world that we go to when we fall asleep. And there, most people work with dreams and they take care of us when we fall asleep and we end up in this universe. So this is the story of how Penny starts working at this shop and she meets the dream makers, so the people that design our dreams, and her co-workers at the shop, and the customers, of course. The customers, of course, would be us, let's say. So I think the greatest strength in this book is Lee's awe-inspiring ability of world building. Lee creates this bustling, colorful universe that is just so enchanting and so charming that from the very first page you feel like you've been transported to a different universe. Starting with the descriptions. The descriptions are never long enough to be boring and to be distracting. You know that I hate this sort of book. I know that lots of famous authors do this, but sometimes it's really distracting when you have descriptions that are way too long, descriptions of people or description of places that are way too long. And at the end of this description, you're like, well, what were we talking about again? So it's a little bit distracting. So the descriptions here of people and places, they are never too long, but they are detailed enough for us to picture this place very, very vividly. And as the story unravels, the universe that starts with just the shop and just the main street, it starts to expand. So it's not just the shop, it's this entire nation and then you have snow mountains, and you have the suburban area, and then you have the city center, and everything feels organic and it feels lived in. And every time you open the book, you feel like you are not in reality anymore. Another quick anecdote is that one day I was reading the book. It was Saturday morning. Open the book, start reading the book, and this particular chapter that I was reading, it was set on a Sunday. I read the entire chapter, and at the end I closed the book, and I swear to you, it felt like it was Sunday. So I started doing things as if it was Sunday, and then 5 minutes later I realized it was actually Saturday. And I think it goes to prove how immersive this book is. And it really feels like it's a place you can escape to at the end of the day. I think the descriptions work very well, but also the prose is just so easy to read. It's such an easy book to read. But something that I found really nice, and it's something that Sandy, the translation, mentions in the translator's notes, is that Lee decided to describe this dream universe in the present tense, as if it's something that cannot be touched by ideas of space and time. It's something that has always existed and something that will always exist, as if that this universe is something that cannot be touched by human hands, let's say, while real life, so the stories of the customers, that are always told in the past tense, as if this moment is fleeting. You know, everything, our lives, they are ephemeral. I think she did very well to do that. It's something very subtle. It's something that you actually have to pay attention to, but it gives you a sense of difference. So the plot itself of the book, it's very simple. If you remove all the fantastical elements from the book, this is nothing more, nothing less than slice of life. Okay, so you see this girl, she gets a job, and this is her learning the ropes. That's pretty much the book. But every task, every corner of this universe is magical. Everything that Penny has to do for work is just wonderful, is whimsical, it's fantastical. And you want to know more, you want to learn more, because even though, okay, this is a third-person narration, you are mostly looking at this universe through Penny's eyes. And Penny is so inquisitive, and she finds everything fascinating. So you feel like you are Penny, because everything is indeed fascinating. I think this is where the focus of the book lies. The book is not here to teach you a lesson. The book is here to introduce you to this universe and to allow you, I think the book allows you to live in this wonderful parallel universe for a while. Through Penny's experiences, you are introduced to the themes of the book, which are growth, self-discovery, the power of imagination, but also the importance of the present moment. So as we see Penny grow as an employee, you start to realize alongside her how important dreams actually are. Because Penny comes to understand that dreams don't just offer escape, but they can offer healing as well. Pretty much Penny learns these things with Dallergut's help. Dallergut is the owner of the shop, and he's this fantastic character with this endless amount of wisdom and wit, and most importantly, generosity. And Dallergut shows Penny how dreams can offer solace, they can offer hope, they can offer closure. So I think it's wonderful to see how Dallergut, he never gives straight answers, but he sort of guides Penny, and of course us as the readers. He guides Penny and he guides us towards understanding what can make our lives better and how dreams can help in this process. So help being the key word here, because the book never says that dreams are supposed to be just escape. It's just a way to avoid reality. Not at all. The customers actually in the story, they are few and far between. So you don't have a lot of customers. So you don't have a lot of dramatic moments with this customer and that customer, not at all. But they are efficiently used. They are used at the right time and in the right way to present Penny with a problem and help her understand how dreams actually assist us in this process of solving that problem. So what happens is Dallergut and the dream makers, they can pinpoint the fear and the weakness that goes behind each of these issues, and they then can advise us to buy the correct dream, us the customer. But at the end of the day, the dreams that Dallergut sells, they are tools for self-discovery. What the book tells us is that the answer has always been inside of us. We just needed to find it. We identify with those customers because they have problems in their love lives and with their family, a loss of a loved one. So you identify with them because the problems that they are going through are probably the same problems that we've been through or that we are going through now. But then the book reminds us that we need to gather courage and find the confidence to face these problems, to understand exactly what we feel and what we think. And it's a bit, I think the book is a little bit therapeutic in that way. I think it reminds us that it's important for us to sit down and understand exactly who we are, to put in the effort that we need to get to know ourselves a little bit better. Sometimes we make, I think most books are about communication. We talked about days at the Morisaki bookshop the other day, and we're talking about communication, but communication with others. But I think this book reminds us that communication with ourselves is also important. In this universe, dreams are a door to our deepest thoughts and feelings and ideas, the ones that we don't allow ourselves to explore while awake. So through this fanciful, magical universe, she pushes us into exploring this inner universe that we don't pay attention to, and try to find the answers that lie within us. I think it's fascinating how Lee portrays our subconscious as this intricate, busy reality that lives within all of us and that we can all go to when we need to, or that we all go to when we fall asleep. So there is so much. She reminds us that there is so much going on within us, and we just needed to be patient and loving and caring and understanding enough with ourselves to learn more about this inner universe that we all have. That's why I think Dallergut Dream Department Store is the perfect example of healing fiction, because the moral of the story is never on the nose. So the book is not here to preach. Before I started reading the book, I thought that we would get a different customer for each chapter, and each customer would have a problem that would be solved during the chapter, and then at the end of the chapter you would have the moral of the story. Okay? That's not how it works. The book is not here to give you a lesson learned at the end of each chapter. Not at all. And thank God, because the book is here. The book focuses on its universe. So Lee created this mostly whimsical, entertaining narrative with a meaningful undertone to it. And of course, Penny's story does help us reshape our understanding of ourselves, our reality, and the things that live within us that we don't dare touch. But most importantly, it gives us a place to go when we are sick and tired of reality. It gives us a place to go when we need something or someone to support us. From Penny to Dallergut to their colleagues at the shop, to the dream makers, everybody in this universe is just so lovable. And they all have their flaws, they all have their qualities, but they are just wonderful, and you feel like they become your friends. And I honestly felt while reading it that at the end of the day, regardless of what I faced during the day, I could go to the shop and meet all these people, and they would welcome me into their lives, and they would give me a place to rest and to think and to reconnect with myself. So the Dallergut Dream Department Store is the perfect place for you to go after a long day at work, after a long day facing all sorts of problems that we face in our everyday life. There, I'm sure you'll meet somebody who'll be ready to give you comfort and support, and most importantly, if you go to the Dallergut Dream Department Store, they will give you hope and courage to face tomorrow after a good night's sleep, for sure. That's very much needed, but it's this wonderful place you can always go back to, and I think that's why you should read it. After the success of the first book, that actually this book was published in 2020 through crowdfunding, believe it or not, but then it became super successful and it was translating to 1 million languages. And now we are about to get our second book. So Lee wrote Return to the Dallergut Dream Department Store, which should be released in the UK on the 1st of November. So believe me, you'll see me on the 1st of November. As soon as the bookshop opens, I will be there to buy a copy. So before the second book comes out, make sure to read the first one. It's really, really, really worth it. And I just hope I managed to persuade you, because this is a magical book. And I'm sure you will love it as much as the girl at the bookshop who told me about it, as much as I did. So I really hope you enjoy it. So yesterday on the Blossom Review, we had an article on new J-dramas coming out in October. I really hope you stop by to take a look. And tomorrow we will have these reviews, so the Dallergut Dream Department Store, the complete review on the Blossom Review as well. I hope you check it, and I hope you enjoy it. Well, I hope you enjoyed this video. So share in the comments if you've read the book, if you'd like to read it in the future, what you think about it, if you agree or if you disagree with me. And of course, if you are looking forward to the second book as much as I am. I hope you like and subscribe, and make sure to stop by the Blossom Review and come back next Thursday for a brand new review. Have a wonderful day and have a wonderful weekend. I'll see you soon. Bye! Thank you!